Hello, good day to all of you. My name is Blair and welcome to another OS operating system. Today we're going to take a look into Zorin 18, the latest version of the Zorin OS, which is one of the go-to for those who are like shifters from Windows. And of course, Zorin has a lot of features that could apply if you are a Windows user before. So let's take a look into this operating system kernel, which is a open source right here in OS operating system. I'm Blair, your science, computer, mathematics, and engineering teacher. Come on, let's go. Today we're gonna take a look into Zorin OS 18, which is similar to Windows, and this is one of my recommended for the newcomer. Of course, I saw this update that already released the Zorin OS 18 few days ago, and of course I want to try it out because they have the new themes, new layout, and OneDrive integration, and some web tool that integrate the web-based software into the desktop. So let's try to visit the website. So the website is zorin.com/os, and you could download right here, and you could scroll down for other information. So they announced the new Zorin OS 18, and let's check it out. There is a vlog right here. So last 14th of October they have released it, and I haven't been visiting the website for a little bit, few weeks ago, and I didn't notice that they already released the Zorin OS. I thought it was only beta, but it actually already released, and it is also like a Windows 10 or 11, so it is more similar to this one but more advanced. Of course, if you are using Windows, you have some Windows application on its own. You also have Mac OS that has its own application, and of course in Linux we also have our own application. But of course it depends on the application that you are using, if it is gonna be a multi-platform, so it's really up to you. But for me, I rather use the Linux application for all my operating system, including my Windows and Mac, which is open source and free, right? So you're just gonna click right here in the downloads, and you have the options for the Zorin OS 18 Pro, Zorin OS 18 Core, and Zorin OS Education. So Zorin OS Pro is a little bit much pricier because it requires the download to buy the OS, because it has really good like a Windows type of operating system that you could use it. And for the Zorin OS 18 Core, it is basic used, so it's absolutely for free. And of course, if you want to have the educational software for the school and students and teachers, then you might be willing to download the education version. Okay, so I already download it into my storage space. So let's go to the boxes, and let's put the ISO file. So I have the Zorin OS right here. Then I'll just gonna click open, which is the Zorin OS 18 Core, and I have to give it 8 gigabytes of random access memory, and probably I'll have 80 gigabytes of storage space for this virtual machine. And let's maximize this one so that you will not get confused for the interface of my virtual machine. I'm using the boxes of GNOME. So we have choices right here. If you are using the NVIDIA, or you want to have the safe graphics, or just try it like the ordinary. For me, I'll just gonna use the ordinary, and I'll just gonna click enter. Okay, it is now processing, checking, and all those behind the scene, the kernel works. This is now the live boot. We didn't install it yet, but we're gonna try it first before installing right here in our virtual machine. It's like a test bed for our hardware. So alright, we are now in the live boot, but it's still loading some of the files, so let's wait a little bit. Okay, so we are now in the welcome page, which is the installer. So let's just gonna install this one. Now let's try to click the install. I'll use English for my base of my language and keyboards. Then I will not participate the census because I'm just testing this one. So I'll just gonna click continue. And it is asking for the operating system to be installed. I just gonna use the whole storage space because this is a test bed for my virtual machine. So let's install that one. And we have some summary right here that we could like proceed. For me it's already okay. Let's continue. Then I have to look for my location. Let's try to see if we have Iloilo City, Philippines. And yes, we have Iloilo City, Philippines for my location. And then click continue. Let's put a name for my computer. I'll be using my brand name as the computer name, and probably I'll just gonna give maybe 4 characters only for the test bed. I hope it will not require me like maybe some special characters and some 8 or 6 character for the password. I'll require password to log in at the same time so that I will not have some viruses coming in without knowing. Let's continue. Click next. Continue, and we have some a little bit like slideshow. So as you notice, I didn't fix the display settings yet. So let's wait to hit 100% and install everything. Then let's proceed to the initial boot right after this installation. Okay, now we have our restart button right here. So let's try to restart so that we will have our initial boot. So it is now shutting down and restarting. Now let's enter and then enter again to our boot. Let's maximize this one so that you'll not get confused with the operating system. Alright, so we are now in our login screen. Let's click the icon and then enter our super secret password. Okay. Alright, so we are now logging in to our initial boot, and there is a welcome page. So this is the welcome app or welcome page they have. So let's try to start the tour. so that we will try to know what is the latest version of this Zorin OS 18. So the Open New is also the launch application. So we could like search right here to search the application, and then let's click next. So we have option to appear look like the style of the visual desktop. So you have like this and the windows like, and of course the genome. And this one is also genome, but it's more on like a Google type genome. All right. You could like click that one if you wanted to. So you have right here the style, and if you have the pro version, you have more option. But let's see if we could like do that. So it's like Windows. How about if we have this one? Ooh, okay. It has different style. When we click, it's more like a Google Windows. It's like Google and Windows all in one. How about this one? Okay, you don't have the buttons right here. How about this one? Oh, okay. This is more like a Windows. Let's just gonna use the latest version. It's just okay for me. And let's click next. Speed, okay, because I'm using the virtual machine, so it's a little bit like sluggish. It's more on the test bed. Click next. You could connect to your app online, so it's your access. Okay, so next we have Launch Connect. I want to have like separate, but if you want to connect your mobile phone to your computer, then you could like use the Zorin Connect. Okay, let's click next. Software Center software. Could find and install. We have the software app center. So let's visit that one in a while, okay? Then you have the last page, then close. That is the welcome app. Now let's try to see the desktop user interface. We still have the start menu button right here for the app launcher. We have the quick launch right here. We have 3 quick launch. We have the Brave browser. We have the Explorer for file manager and the software center. On the other side, we have the Windows 1, Windows 2. You could select by rolling left and right on your mouse. Then you have the eject button for your USB connection. And of course, this one is our power button, volume, and internet connection. You could also click the screenshot right here. So you have balance power mode or dark style. Let's click dark style if we could. Yes, we could. Ooh, it changed. Even the desktop wallpaper changed. Okay, let's unclick that one. Oh, yes, we could resume that one. Okay. And we also have the time and date right here. So that is our buttons below, and we have all those wallpaper right here. We don't have any icons, but we could like put more icons if we wanted to. Okay, so let's try to see if we could like have the change background. Yes. So this is now the appearance. We could like change the appearance if we wanted to. There. You have all the options of changing your wallpaper. Okay. There. You could change by one click. And this is their default wallpaper. Let me see. Let's close that one. We could change the background. Do we have some other stuff right here? Yeah, the appearance also. We also have the Zorin appearance that you could like change the layout of your desktop, and the themes, dark mode. Yeah, like that one. Or you could like change by what time it is. Okay, daytime, like 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. you have the night mode. So it's really up to you. You have also the effects right here, the jello. Like you could like wiggle this one, the jello mode. Okay. So you also have the three-dimensional. Of course, you could change the settings by clicking this one. So you could like change the settings if you want to. Drag Windows Edge, a desktop to change the workspace. Okay. Okay. Right. So we have that one. So let me close that one. You could like, okay. How about these? Oh, okay. So you could also replace the Alt tab with a Super tab for the switch. Okay, let's try. So either Alt tab, okay, or Super key, or the Windows key, or the Super key and the tab. All right, nice. Cool, right? And you also have the desktop right here. Zoom, background, of course, I want to like on the edge. And you also have the windows right here for your super key. What is the action? Okay. Interface and fonts. Cool. That is their appearance, the Zorin appearance. Now let's try to see the apps. So we have the apps right here. The accessories, we could like show all the apps right here. It's like Windows, okay? But you want to have the category like the accessory, only the accessories right here. So we have the weather update and the clock and all the stuff and the graphics here. The internet, so you could like access remotely, or you have to create a web app. And this is the browser. So they have, let me see, what are they? So they have the rhythm box. This one, Brasero, which is creating and copying, burning the CDs and DVDs. You have the camera for your webcam, rhythm box for your music selections and recording, sound recording for your microphone, and of course your video, which is your video player system right here. So you have the tour right here, which is our welcome app, and the utilities right here. So cool, right? And your settings right here. So if you want to look for your software, then go ahead to the software center. Just right click that one. You could also find it right here on the software there. It's still opening this. Okay. So if you want to check the update, it's already up to date 9 minutes ago. And we have Explore that you could like check the software that you want to download. So installed right here, all the installed application, you could see that one. And if you want to explore more like this search bar, then you could like search for only Office, for example. there. If you want to install all-in-one application for your PDF, presentation, spreadsheet, and document. So how do you install? Just click install and it will install it for you. See, it is now letting you see that is 1% installing, and we could like go back maybe later for that one. Let's try to see the other software right here. It's still not downloading everything, the icons yet, because this is the first time that we open the software center. Okay, let's click work. What are the work categories right here? You have also the news right here. So this is the work. Okay. It's really up to your internet service provider if you have fast internet or maybe a sluggish one. So it's really up to the internet service provider. Okay, let's close this one, our software center. Let's proceed to our conclusion. Well, it's Windows-like and it is easy to install to your computer. It is basically very the same with the Windows and a little bit of like Mac at the same time. So this is probably for the beginners, that is normal user for our operating software. And it feels really like Windows with a little bit of touch of Mac, which is nice. And it's ordinary to experience a little bit like struggle before you start with this one. So you could like really check it out, okay, before you install this one, if you really wanted to. But of course, if you are using the operating system for your office work, this is really okay. If you want to have really easy operating system, then I think I could like recommend this one for you guys. This is the Zorin OS 18 core version, which is the basic version free. Okay, so how to shut down? Of course, you have two options right here. You could like click right here and then click the power button. You have the suspend, restart, power off, and log out on the notification area. But of course, you could also click right here in the start menu or the application launcher. Then you have the power button right here. It's still the same. You have suspend, restart, and power off. Okay, so it's really up to you. Now let's try to turn it off. So power off, shut down. So that's about it for now for our OS operating system series. Today's episode, it's all about Zorin OS, the latest version, 18. So if you have some questions, feel free to ask me right in the comments down below. I'm Blair saying bye for now and see you in the next adventure. Ciao.